Hi YouTube! Everybody say hi! Okay, so this was the final round of the Denver Chess Club tournament for July, where you play one game every Tuesday. With the time control is game 70 with a 10-second delay, which saved me. I would have lost if I didn't have a 10-second delay in this game. I should have lost. I was just completely losing, but it seemed to work out somehow. This little man just recently surpassed me in rating. He had a very good Denver Open, I think. I don't know if this is exactly his rating, because the tournament's not rated yet, so I don't know. I couldn't find it, but it was around here. But anyway, I had the black pieces, and people have been doing this type of shit against me a lot lately, where, like, okay, g3 is normal, but, you know, people have been doing g3 and b3. I think Josh was saying it was in some Chessable course, so that's why I'm getting it so much, which makes sense. So I have to, like, figure out what to do against this, because clearly I didn't know. I got a terrible position out of the opening. I was trying to turn it into, like, this line, you know, like here or something, and turn it into this, and sometimes you go here to provoke one of these moves, then you go here and provoke this, and then you go to d7, and it makes the bishop look bad. And that's what I was picturing happening, and, like, playing for a b5 break, except for the pawn being on b3. So that's just a little explanation of why I played the way I did, which could be argued that it was very bad. Okay, so b3 I play knight c6, which is not a very good move, because he doesn't have to play c4. He's just developing. I played bishop f5. He said that's probably not good, so I mean, maybe this is covered in whatever course, and bishop f5 is inaccurate, but I guess I'm supposed to play e5 or something, which is weird. Something like this, I assume? Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, knight c6 is probably just not a good try anyway. I should probably play c5 or e5, with a similar idea of either taking or going here. But okay, I was trying to transpose into something that I knew. That was my hope. I played bishop f5, and I thought knight h4 was, like, I kind of wanted him to play that, because I didn't really get what his knight was doing here. I played this move, because that happens a lot, and then I go back to d7. Everyone keeps telling me that I shouldn't be doing this, because h3 is played a lot anyway sometimes, but, so I should probably stop doing that. But, okay, I was just trying to play like it was something else, but it wasn't. Yeah, and then he plays d5, which I thought was quite a bad move, and it sort of justifies everything I've been doing. He should... Maybe a d5 is fine, but I'm not sure what else he does, but I thought after d5 I'm fine now, because I'm going to be doing this, and it sort of does transpose into something I know. And, you know, sometimes there's going to be queen c8, king h2, knight g4 check, picking up the bishop, is a common tactic. Which is another reason I like provoking this, but, I mean, it's more of a blitz idea, so that was my thinking. Currently, he's not threatening to trap my knight, because I have the square. That's why knight d2 is threatening to trap my knight. So I have to play c5 to not allow this. Also, this is defended now. Okay, now he's just expanding in the center. I could play queen c8 right now, maybe, but I just decided to play b5, because it seemed natural to me to go for this type of thing, since he didn't play c4, and just, you know, have a queenside attack. But okay, he wants to attack my king. He plays f4, and now I play queen b6, which I thought made sense, because, okay, king, and if king h2, I have knight g4 check, and if I get this bishop, that's good. But I mean, he played king h2, which really shocked me, but instead of king h2, he could just play e5 here. And, okay, like, even if I give check, now he goes king h2, and my knight has no really great square. I can't go here anymore, because this isn't a thing. So this would have been pretty good for white. He fought for a while here, and he still played king h2, so I guess he just didn't see this idea. Apparently it's dubious. I should play... Oh, interesting. Knight takes d5, same idea. I'm threatening this. And then, I don't know, queen goes to f3, and this is check. That's the important thing. If this weren't check, then this wouldn't be good. Oopsie doopsies. My bad. But yeah, since it's check, then this move is good. My move is fine. It's just knight takes d5 is very good, and I didn't really look at that whole thing. This was just like a thematic move, and the time control is not very long, so I'm trying not to think a long time when I feel like I have a decent move. So okay, so he takes, and I take bishop, and then he plays f5, and I have to make a pretty serious decision now. This was game 70 with a 10-second delay. Hold on, I have my score sheet somewhere, I think. We write red ink on the last round of the tournament. A little salty clown. This is not bullet. This was regular rated over the board chess. USCF rated. Okay, this was move 14. We're both down to like, on move 15, we're both down to 45 minutes already. So yeah, I do want to do a viewer vote of after f5, would you take on a1 or would you play something else? And then you know, I'll talk about my reasoning. Hold on, let me do a poll. Take on a1. I would take, but I suck. Okay, 1,000 points rigging. I just did do the defaults, man. What do I know? Okay, we have 5 yes, 2 no, but apparently that's can't be trusted. So I don't know why I did this. Yes, because where's the attack? Okay, so I actually did take on a1, and normally I wouldn't take on a1 in a million years, because why the fuck would I do that? Like, my bishop is so good and this rook is not, and it's just not something, especially like in blitz, I wouldn't even think about it. I would just go bishop g7 or something. Or even like c4 or b4 or something. I don't have to retreat right now. But my thinking was, okay, I take on a1, right? But where is the attack after I play c4? My queen can come in and defend this way, and maybe even I can get c3 in somehow and just block the queen out, and there's no attack, and, you know, he has to be careful at some point. Maybe I'll attack him with the king all cut off like this. So, and also I had a feeling that it was probably not best to take the rook, but I wanted to practice defending, and because this is how you get better at these type of things. You just have to do it. I kind of like, when I took on a1, I was okay with not winning. I was okay with a loss because he's higher rated than me, so I was like, all right. But if I defend well, I'm just up material. So I thought this would be like very good practice for me. Instead of being thrown into it, that type of defensive position against my will. So I took on a1. He takes, and now I play c4. So this is like equal. C4 is not the way to go, apparently. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'll let the computer think for a minute here. I haven't looked at this game yet. This is the first time I'm looking at this with the computer, or, you know. I mean, I looked at it at IHOP with Brian Wall and Ed and Stivelbin, so. Problem with c4 is that your knight gets stuck. Yeah, I mean, this isn't really a piece. But I wanted to defend along the dark squares was my idea. You know, I can always reroute the knight in some way. It's already stuck. C4 doesn't really contribute to it at all, I don't think. So, yes, I do. What would you play here? How would you defend this position? Because white does not have some crushing attack at all. I mean, it could be argued that he has compensation, but he's not. Only if you do something wrong will there be a crushing attack, like I did. But okay, there's a few ways to do it. G5, I mean, that could be an idea. It's a very common idea. G5 and F6. I mean, I like it. I don't know if it's good here or not. G5, he has F6 maybe, is the problem. Because if I take, I have to move this rook away from this pawn or something. Maybe I throw this check in, and then if I go here, then, like, this is not, I can't defend that. So maybe I would have to, like, move the rook along there or something. But that just looks terrible. I mean, I can't do that. Because if I put the bishop on e8, then the f square is undefended, and he'll get in there. So, okay, so we can't do that. Maybe at some point g5 was a good defensive idea. But, yeah, it's actually kind of difficult to defend. So the computer wants to just play knight b7, which makes sense. Like, I'm down a piece basically right now. If I can activate my knight, then I'm up in exchange. But as of right now, I'm not really up any material because this knight is so bad. And then something like this. And then where is attack, I guess? It's still scary looking, but yeah, that's what I should do. I should just be focused on getting another piece into the game. But, oops, I clicked show threat. Okay, I'll turn the computer back off now. But I played c4, and I thought this made sense to play queen e3, and possibly c3. But, okay, c4 allows this move, or no, not that move. c4 allows e5, I guess, which I didn't think was that big of a deal. I thought I would take and go here. Oh, queen c7. I didn't see queen c7. Damn. I mean, I am doing just fine here. I play f6 and I'm winning, but I was gonna play queen f6 if this happened, and I would have lost. I mean, if I got here, I probably would have seen that, to be fair. But anyway, no, he plays knight e4. Okay, now all the dark squares are... He's clamping down on the dark squares is what's happening, and that's not fun at all. f6, I think, is a pretty big threat. Do something like this. So again, it's like, it's very difficult. I mean, his moves are not easy to find though, which is why I survived for a little while. But okay, he just moves knight. I guess to prepare e5, but it didn't really need preparing. Or maybe he was thinking he didn't want queen e3 with a tempo on his knight or something like that, but it's kind of hard to get my queen here without hurting myself. So again, I should probably play knight b7, but I came up with the move that I liked, but it was not good. I thought I had a few problems in my position, and I wanted to fix as many as possible with one move. So, like, okay, my knight's bad, my bishop's bad, and my king's gonna get attacked. So I thought that b4 was good because I wanted to play c3 and block the queen out, and then also make a square for my bishop, and then do this with the knight. But the problem with that is that I'm not... I forgot that he could just go here, and I can't defend this way. And now I only have one move that doesn't lose, which, I mean, it's not very hard to find. The threat is quite obvious. He wants to play queen h6, and only move to stop that is king g7. So, but yeah, if I don't play king g7, I'm lost. Okay, now e5 is probably pretty crushing once again. Just, you know, it's doing a few things at once. But he played this move, and I think this is the critical position in the game. So, how would you take? I did think a while here, I think. What move is this? 20? So he has 20 minutes, I have 30. I played the wrong move. And it felt wrong. My instinct was correct, but I talked myself out of it because I didn't believe in the follow-up, but it's just good. So once again, let's do a poll. If you're on YouTube's, pause the video and just think about it for as long as you need. I'm gonna fix the poll, make it good. It's thundering. F take or H take. F H. I don't know why I made it 5 minutes again, but I made it so you can't vote more than once. Take toward the center is what my stupid brain says. Well, normally, yeah, that's like, you know, 90% of the time that's probably right. And maybe I'm exaggerating. But here you have to have, like, there's a concrete reason why one works and one doesn't. And by works, I mean doesn't lose on the spot. Still a lot worse. He didn't follow up correctly, by the way, but it was still very difficult to respond to. So knight f takes g prevents white from moving, sort of. Well, the reason f takes g was appealing to me is because if the knight moves, I can trade pieces off, and his attack is not as good. And that's, like, makes a lot of sense. But there was something that scared me a lot about it. I don't know how much time I spent on this move, because I was only writing down the times every 5 moves until I got to move 25, and then I started writing it almost every move. I'm not allowing the queen to go to g5. Wait, what are you saying? Knight f5. Knight f5, I just take with the bishop. Right? Yeah, but okay. Let's see how the poll's doing. H is winning. Okay. So the chat would lose because they would do what I did. I took with the h pawn. And my thought was that I don't want to allow this either. And if it, I like opening the file, and I thought I was going to get some counterplay and slow his attack down by attacking. I thought I was going to defend by attacking. Defense by offensive or something. But there is a concrete reason why H takes is very, very bad. Chat was wrong. Shocking, I know. He saw a ghost on E6. Yeah, that was another big reason. I don't know. Maybe because of Queen A1? Well, Queen A1, I just play C3, which was like my whole idea of doing this nonsense. And I would be better there, so. E5. E5 is definitely something to consider. So it's probably between these two moves, right? Who thinks Queen G5, who thinks E5? One's best, one's second best, but there's a difference of about three pawns between the moves. So, okay, so he played Queen G5. Which I didn't think was very strong, but it scared the shit out of me because he played it anyway, and it actually does have some merit to it, which I didn't really think about as much as I should have. But the move that is very good is E5. And now, okay, so if we click show threat, E6 would be not something we want to allow because Queen G5, and we're undermining the G-pawn's defense. And if the pawn were on H7 instead of F7, this wouldn't really be a thing, because think about it, if E6, okay, first of all, maybe even bishop E8 could be used as a defensive resource, and also, you can't really undermine the defense of the G-pawn. So that's some high-level shit. So what do I do about that? If I play like Rook H8 or something, E6, I mean, what am I gonna do? I can't do this. It's horrible. I can't defend both of these pawns. That's resignable. So really it just comes down to he can't attack my H pawn, but he can attack my F pawn. And then Queen G5 will be very strong after that. Because I can't defend both. Makes sense? So that I don't know, like I just can't think that long about these moves, so it's just doing my best. But yeah, Queen G5, right idea, wrong order. I didn't defend well. I played a double question mark move here. And it was, I missed, I just missed something at the end here. So currently the threat is to take on E7, right? Or even play E5. E5 is probably stronger, but yeah, Queen takes E7 is also a threat now. Not an easy position, is it? Because also this could be happening at some point. If he wants perpetual, he has one. When he plays knight f5, I take with bishop, but I don't know if it's that great right now. I mean, e5 is what we need to worry about. e5, e6. And there's two ways to defend against it. Same idea, pretty much. I played queen d8, which is the double question mark move. I mean, queen d8 looks like it makes sense, right? Because we're gonna play e5, so he can't do it, and then we're gonna trade queens, and everything's fine. But what now? What happens if I play e5 now? Chat guessed the move. So if I play e5, he is this now. If I take, he'd take this way, and if I go back, he could probably knight e7. Just because I can't go here right now. He knight hangs. But yeah, knight e7, and then, I don't know, here I guess you have this. Maybe just rook h1, and then this game over. So, yeah, that's what should happen. If I didn't play e5, but that's what would happen if I did. I'm -5 here. So what is the defense here, if there is one? What is a defensive try? If not e5, what if I play e6? Okay, because I'm still wanting to trade queens, and I'm adding a defender to the f5 square. But there's a move I initially missed when playing e6. Or no, I didn't miss it. I missed it when I played queen d8. I saw it here, but I didn't think there was any way to avoid it. I was just hoping that he would mess up, and he, Okay, so if black plays e6, white to play and win. And it kind of, the theme of undermining the defense of the g-pawn comes into play here. Maybe that's too big of a hint, but white is +6 currently. Kind of like knight d to f5 anyway. Someone says rook f7. So if you play rook f7, I mean, okay, I take this way. You take pawn, king f8, and what? This is what happened in the game. and rook takes f7 is correct. But his follow-up was completely shocking to me. I was completely shocked. Okay, so if he plays this move, queen f6, and he has to trade the queens, right? Right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And I have 2 rooks for a bishop, 2 rooks for a knight. How does he get enough stuff? This is what I assumed was gonna happen, and I was like, you know, just gonna have to resign soon. Queen f7 looks good. Queen f7 is definitely what I would be hoping for. If he plays here, now if e5, I just take, and if he takes here, I take. This is completely equal, because I mean, sure, you have 2 outside pawns, but they're doubled and they're stupid, and this could be strong. So this would lead to an equal position, so that is not correct. E takes f7, queen f6 and e5. So people are saying queen f6 and then e5 a lot, but in this case, again, it's the same thing, except I have a rook. I have a full extra rook here, so, okay, he takes a bishop, but it's like, I go here, and now I'm up in exchange. It's the same position, except I'm winning. Why can't we just play e5 right now? Why do we need to play anything? Why do we need to prepare e5? We don't, is the answer. Because, okay, so if I take the queen, he takes here with check. And if I go here, he could play here, or he could play here. He has a choice of which rook to take. Let's say we take here, and then okay, I have 2 things hanging. Say I go here. That doesn't work. I mean, if I take here, he takes here. And now this is kind of a different position, isn't it? First of all, he can just do this. So he's keeping a pawn this way. I mean, this is sort of hard to see, I guess, from afar. I think he stopped looking after queen f6. I think he just stopped looking, and he was like, fuck, I have to trade queens and that's equal, I don't want to do that. But I thought for sure this is what he was going to do, and I just thought I would be losing. But then, he played queen h6 check. And I mean, it shouldn't take too much thought to understand why queen h6 makes no sense. So, first of all, something that's really powerful about this whole setup is that when he takes, I can't even give up a bishop to get rid of this pawn because the knight will fork my king and queen. I still have to be accurate here. So he went from +6 to equal with queen h6. And after the game, I was like, I think you were winning, but I thought I said queen h6 seemed like the move that where everything went wrong. So what will we do here? Again, we have to, you know, be careful. Our you know, legal moves are this, it's legal, and this is also legal. So what would we do? He did not win. He played queen h6 check. I think it's kind of easy to miss e5 after queen f6. I think that's kind of an easy move to miss. Because if you do it in the wrong move order, then he's right. He's not winning. And he did not want to draw. That was pretty clear by the fact that he didn't go for this knight f5 perpetual earlier. So king g8 and rook g7 are about the same. This is actually mate in 3 because of knight g6. So, I mean, if I go here, checkmates with a pawn. If I go here, there's this. Just throwing that out there. And if I go here, he's this. I mean, it's just nothing. Now he's gonna take here. So it's between king g8 and rook g7. What would you play? I played the slightly better move. I mean, I didn't calculate anything out really because we didn't have much time. This is move 25, right? Okay, he has 10 minutes, I have 14 minutes. Rook f7, or g7, I assume. I didn't really defend great. This is like he kind of beat himself. I played only moves that were easy to find. Okay, I literally had one move for most of this, and then he just, you know. But the fact that I still won was actually pretty good. King g8 looks like it avoids a lot of stuff. Yeah, okay, so king g8 I thought made a lot more sense, because why would I voluntarily walk into a pin? I mean, that's just never a good thing, and this is still in this range. So I thought king g8 was clearly the better move, and now it's equal. Maybe slightly better. And he has to go here, or I'm winning. And now I have rook h7. These are all pretty much forced moves. Queen g6, rook g7. And now I have a few good moves. What would you play here? I wanted to do this. Or, no, I wanted to play queen f6, because this is trapping the queen, but unfortunately these two things are hanging, so that would not be ideal. Also, like, he gets this, I think, so. But I thought that was, you know, maybe a try, but it's not. Talked myself out of it. Bishop e8 is the obvious. Bishop e8. Okay, bishop e8, I think is loses. There's a huge glaring problem with bishop e8. Hello, Nicholas Tice. My favorite memory from the last 4 years are when you drop below 2200. I actually don't remember if that happened. Just seems like something that would. Yeah, if I play bishop e8, queen d5 is what the fuck do I do? I can't play queen e7 to defend against this threat because my rook hangs. So I have to play, like, one of these moves. Yeah, something like this. And then he's just moving in. This looks... I don't think that this is worth keeping a piece, so I'm still gonna have to give up material at some point, I think. So... bishop e8 I thought was not ideal because of queen d5. I decided that... okay, again, if we count the material, I have 2 rooks for a knight. I mean, he has 3 pawns, but, I don't think he's gonna be able to keep all of them. So I was like, alright, I'm getting attacked the whole game, I'm gonna trade queens. Oh, I mean, why wouldn't I trade queens here? And queen g5 is a good move. Rook h7 is probably equally fine, knight c6 might be good too. So I just wanted to trade queens. Seems like a logical response. Okay, now he takes on d7, and again, I only have 1 move that doesn't lose. I didn't play it. I had, okay, I have 5 minutes left here. At some point I stopped keeping score, I just filled in from his score sheet, because he kept keeping score. King f7. Every move except for this, the best move is a double question mark. Yes, this is regular rated chess. So, okay, so what's the threat right now? There's a few threats. This is a threat, this is a threat. Let's see what the computer, yeah, okay, e5 is a big threat. But, you know, there's also these ideas. So that seems like kind of a problem. So yeah, there's only 1 move that stops both of those threats, and it's rook e5, but I swear I saw something that scared me. Okay, what should white do here? What's the trickiest thing? But I can. Now here's the thing. I mean, the knight's looking at my rook, but is it actually threatening to take it? If I get a pawn on e5 and just blockade this bishop, how is that bad for me? How is he going to defend the d-pawn? So in fact, I should just play rook d8 here. And if it takes, I'm very, very happy. The knight has to, like, if the knight goes like here, it just take, and then it's just, the bishop sucks, and my rook's gonna be active, and this is a happy ending. But I didn't consider that. I was just like, oh, he attacks my rook, I have to move it, and if I have to move it, I lose. But to be fair, I had less than 5 minutes, and I was playing with a delay. So I played king f7, because I thought this also sort of got rid of the threat. It got rid of this threat, and I thought that, okay, if e5, I play rook h8, and then if e6, I play king e7, and now he can't go here, and also he can't go here because of this, which was my thinking. So okay, I thought this was important to pin the knight, so that when this happens, he can't move the knight now. He did, and he just let me take here, because he also had no time. But if he just plays bishop h3 or king g1, just stepping out of the pin, how do I stop knight f5? I mean, these pawns are worth, like, at least a rook, at least. Probably even worth a queen, depending on the position. So, yeah, I mean, we have no time, so he just sort of, like, I think what happened is in his head, when he looked at this position, he was like, I'm gonna put a knight here, it doesn't matter which one. And since I can't go here, I'll just do this. But that's not defending this anymore, so he blundered. And now I'm winning, but I have to be... This isn't an easy endgame to win at all. Especially with no time. But I have to... He had so many knights. He had so many goddamn knights. I felt like he had 4 knights, and I had to... Just every move I made, no forks, and I have to just be really, really careful. It's just very difficult. But okay, so I stopped keeping score at this point. I decided to take this pawn, which is surprisingly fine. When he played this, I got very scared, but listen, if he has to do this, I'm happy. A lot of his compensation was from the bishop. And you know, let's face it, I'm not gonna hold on to all this material forever, because he just has so many fucking knights. So okay, I go here, he goes here. I think this move was not written down, so I had to figure it out afterwards, but yeah, otherwise it was like I was blundering every move, and I was like, that didn't happen, it wasn't possible. But yeah, I think I played king c7 to avoid all the forks. And he goes here, and I'm just sort of trying not to die. And okay, this position's not easy to evaluate, because he's taking all my pawns, and my rooks are just feel loose and difficult to defend. What would we evaluate this position Well, what do we think this position is evaluated at? I surprisingly didn't let go of the advantage at all in the endgame once I had it. Rookie, well, I would love to put my rook on one of these squares and get on the, but I can't. That's the problem. And I can't go here either. And this is glued to this. Knights give me nightmares. Yeah, you're telling me. But, so this is +6 for me. It seems like a lot, but I mean, I guess I did what I was supposed to do. Okay, I play rook g5. Just trying to be able to move this rook. Then he goes here. I play rook d8. Maybe to just simplify the best I can. But now he has this move. I move again. And it feels like he's made a lot of progress, because he's, I don't know, his pieces have gone forwards and mine have gone backwards, but I haven't let go of the advantage. He plays bishop f3 and it's like looking scary, but I just move away from the checks. He pushes a pawn. But now that I get my knight in, I am no longer down a piece, or I mean, I'm up another piece basically. So now I get to play with this horse too. Now it's getting a little bit easier. And again, if I can trade my knight for this bishop, it'll be really easy. So he preserves the bishop. I play rook g8. He defends pawn, and I want to simplify if I can. And then here, I wasn't able to reconstruct this position at IHOP. I had to do it later on. But now I take here, and taking is a mistake because I have knight g6, and the e5 square is not available for the king to defend the knight, so I actually am just up a rook now. That's all I remembered when I was trying to explain how I won, because everyone was like, how did you win that? It's like, I don't remember. Something about the e5 square. But yeah, he resigned here. But I was playing on like 30 seconds for a lot of that, and I mean, I shouldn't have won, but I'm glad that I did, I guess. It's just like, it was a goddamn mess, and he had so many knights, and I was so scared. It was very intense. It was the last game, of course. Every game I play is always the last game of the tournament, no matter what. Everybody was watching. But it was, yeah, he had a lot of knights. So that was my defensive training. I was trying to... And I said it afterwards, and I was like, man, I sound like such an asshole. I sound like I'm saying, yeah, I just did it all on purpose because, like, I'm just trying to, you know, it was all calculated. I just thought it would be practicing my defensive skills. No, I really didn't think he would get a huge attack, and he did, so I was wrong. He shouldn't have if I were good. But, yeah, and then, like, people were like, well, I mean, it's a lot easier if you just don't take and you're just better. But I didn't want to just have an easy game. I wanted to learn, and I'm okay with losing now. I've gotten over that thing where I don't want to lose no matter what. I actually win more games now that I don't care about it. It's kind of funny.